Dear learners, let's begin the third chapter of NCERT Class 10th English. The title is Two Stories About Flying. This chapter consists of two parts. The first part is His First Flight, that is written by Liam O'Flaherty, and the second part is Black Aeroplane, that is written by Frederick Forsyth. Now students, before we start teaching, let's come to know the basic theme and story of the chapter. This chapter is all about to infuse encouragement and positive mental attitude in the readers. It is a fine chapter to make us know that we should never be afraid of anything. This chapter is based on a story that instills us a moral strength into us. Before going through this chapter line by line, we should understand and listen the summary of this chapter so that we may understand each and everything presented in this chapter. This chapter, the main character in this chapter is the young seagull who was very timid and unable to fly. Now he was quite grown up and he must learn how to fly now. His sister and his two brothers had already learned to fly, but the young seagull failed to muster up courage to take a plunge and begin to fly. He was afraid of falling down. He was filled with stark terror. Whenever he came to the brim of the ledge, he was unable to take another step. He felt sure that if he tried to fly, he would fall into the sea below. So instead of trying to fly, he would turn back to his hole on the ledge and go to sleep. He was filled with stark terror. Whenever he came to the brim of the ledge, he felt sure that if he tried to fly, he would fall into the sea below. So instead of flying, he would run back to his hole on the ledge. In this way, his stark terror seized him to fly. The seagull's parents did all the efforts to encourage this baby seagull to fly, but he was not able to do this. In this way, the poor chap was left alone as he was scared to fly. He simply refused to make any effort. Means parents even tried to make him understand that he would stop on the ledge. Those parents tried to warn him and tried to make him understand if he did not try to fly, he would be left alone and he would have nothing to eat. But no warning seemed to work. He did nothing. In order to teach him a lesson, the family flew from the place, leaving him alone. 24 hours passed and the seagull had not eaten anything since then. This baby was left alone and he had nothing to eat. Now he began to feel very hungry and his hunger was increasing hour after hour. He was seeing his mother sitting on a plateau eating a fish. He was thinking, he was desiring to take such a food, but he was not able to do that. Students, sometimes our mentors, our teachers, our parents seem to be very harsh, but actually they are not harsh. In such a moment, they try to make us understand that we should do something positive. And when we are afraid of and when we are scared, we don't try to understand them. We should pay attention to them, we should have a trust in them, and we should do according to their advice. And definitely you'll find that you are successful. So as with this seagull here, and you can see he looked at her with pleading eyes, means this baby seagull was staring their parents that they should give something to eat, but they didn't, because they wanted to teach him a lesson that his own efforts are very precious and valuable. And if he tried to do some efforts, he would have food. He repeatedly sharpened his beak. Sharpening his beak is a symbol that the bird baby is hungry. And if you have ever observed a baby bird rubbing his or its beak on the ledge or on the branch of a tree, it is a symbol that it requires food. And you may have sometimes observed that a bird comes with some worms in its beak, and baby birds begin to chirp and open their mouths, and that mother bird put those worms and food into their mouth and they swallow. The same condition is here. He was repeatedly rubbing his beak on the ledge, but his parents were not giving him food as they wanted to teach him a lesson. She in turn was in no mood to help them. Still, she picked a piece of fish and flew closer to him. You know, the mother bird came to him with the food, with the pieces of fish in its beak, but she didn't give it to the baby who was on the ledge. She did not reach it to him, but withdrew the moment he came close. It was as if she were trying to tempt him. This surprised the baby seagull. The baby seagull was very surprised why his mother not helping him. Maddened with hunger, he dived towards the fish. He was so crazy because of hunger that he took a further step, and he left the ledge and he began to fall downwards and outwards in the space. He was feeling just he was floating in the space, giving a loud scream. He cried in a loud sound, but nobody paid attention to that baby bird. He was terrified and felt as if his heart would stop beating. He could not hear anything, but he was coming down. He tried to open his wings, and as soon as he found that his wings spread out, the wind rushing against the wings under his breast and stomach, gradually his wings started cutting through the wind and he began to soar. Now it was a very surprising moment for him, and it was a very encouraging moment for him that he began to fly. Wow! He was fearless now and rose upwards. His parents appreciated and encouraged him by flying by his side. His brothers and sisters were also flying around him. His brothers and sisters sat on the green flooring. This green flooring was none other than the surface of the ocean that was giving a green reflection because of the vegetation growing on the ledge or some on side places. It looked green. They were floating on that green surface of water. Now this baby bird got tired and he also wanted to take rest, but he was afraid of sitting on that green flooring. But he was not able to fly any longer because it was his first flight. So he came to the green flooring and began to rest on it. But he began to sink. He began to sink into the water. He began to go into the water. But when he found that his belly went into the water and he started floating, he was very happy and he was very satisfied. On the same time, his parents and his brothers and sisters began to fly around him. They were appreciating him and they had the pieces of dogfish in their beaks. And they were offering him, they were cheering and appreciating him happily. In this way, students, you learn that our efforts are very valuable. We should take initiatives. We should not be afraid of thinking the result. We should have courage and faith in ourselves, and we should begin to do something positive. Sometimes our elders, parents and teachers seem harsh, but actually they are not. They are always trying to teach us a moral stand, and we should believe in them and we should do positively. The story goes like this. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. As you came to know that his parents and his brothers and sisters left him alone on the ledge and they were away from him. So now the young seagull was alone. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. Means a day ago they left him there. He had been afraid to fly with them. The reason of his staying there was that he had no courage to fly and he was very much afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward, when he was trying to go away with them and he was trying to fly from the ledge, he started running and came to the brink of the ledge. But just as he attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. Again, he became very much fearful, and his power and his thoughts didn't support him, and he remained there. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath. The great expanse means the huge ocean. Stretched down beneath means beneath the great and huge ocean was there, and the scene of this ocean made him panicky, and he didn't left the ledge and stayed there. And it was such a long way down, and the surface of the ocean seemed him miles down. Seemed him miles down means it appeared him that it was too much depth for him, and his wings would not support him. He made such a mind, and he didn't flap his wings any longer and didn't try to fly away. So he bent his head. He bent his head. What emotion does it suggest? It suggests that he was discouraged. Who is he here? He is the young seagull. Okay. He was totally discouraged. He bent his head. He was very dejected and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge. And he returned to his nest where he was living and where he spent at night. It means alone he spent the whole night there. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own. On the other hand, his brothers and his sisters, whose wings were far shorter, even the wings of this young seagull was larger, but even keeping such larger wings, he was not able to fly. But those who had smaller wings were successful in their flights, and they were away from him. Now, ran to the brink, he came to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, and they flew away. He failed to muster up courage to take that plunge. He failed. Who is he? The young seagull was unable to muster up courage. You get underlined here. Muster up courage means he was unable to gather his courage, and he didn't take the flight. Plunge means dive. It means jump from the height, which appeared to him so desperate. Means observing the depth of the ocean, observing the surface of the ocean, which appeared very miles extremely down, and miles down. He rejected his idea. He left his idea of flying, and he became so much desperate. Students, we are putting underlines here. Now you should also underline some parts of these sentences, because these sentences will be useful in your answer making, and textual language will also be useful while you write any answer. And this pattern of words and this formal structure will help you write a proper answer. And one more thing is there, it will be fruitful to make you learn the proper structure of a sentence and formal words. So you please get these words underlined and you note them in your notebook. Now let's resume the paragraph. When he remained unable to fly, his father and mother had come around. His parents came around him, came near him, near the ledge, to call him shrilly, means they were calling him in a high-pitched tone. Upbraiding him means they were scolding him bitterly. They were threatening him means they were warning him to let him starve on his ledge. And they were trying to let him understand he would have to stay there up to his death if he doesn't try to leave the ledge and he doesn't try to fly. Because if he is left alone there, he will have no more food and he will have to die. So they were trying to make him understand, but the panic, the fear in the little seagull, in the young seagull, was not letting him to take a flight. And they were warning, unless he flew away, means if he didn't try to flew away, he would die. But for the life of him, he could not move. Get it underlined? But for the life of him. You can be given a question what you understand by this clause, but for the life of him, this group of words, then you will say, but for the life of him means the young seagull was very much afraid and he thought if he would fly, he would die. Sometimes if we haven't gone through this chapter very well, then we can be confused. But for the life of him means you can take it on the parents. But this is spoken, but this is written in the context of the young seagull. It is the thought of the young seagull, but for his life of him he could not move. Means he did not try to fly because he was afraid of flying and he did not want to lose his life. He had a great fear. If he fell down, he would lose his life. Now students, you should underline all the portion wherever I have underlined. It will help you while writing answers. Now that's all in this lecture, and you dear learners, in the comment section we'll give the link of summary in Hindi. If you want this chapter in Hindi, you can open the link and go through the summary in Hindi, and you will continue in the next lecture. Please, to continue your first flight, subscribe our channel ORAC Classes of English Language and press the bell icon so that you may get all the notifications related to this chapter, this series and the rest of the series, which are in form of grammar and writing section. So thanks for being with us. Thanks a lot.